I'm back at the canvas tent, and it has been months since I've spent time out here. And this is the first winter for this particular canvas tent, and it has taken a beating over the last few months, but man, it is going really strong. No problem here with this tent surviving the brutal northern cold winters. Now, one of the reasons why I really love canvas tents, they're just like little cabins, and that's exactly how I have this one set up on the inside. But every time I come here, and it's been months or there's been some time away, I'm always curious of whether or not something has happened on the inside, whether or not animals are inside, mice have gotten to things, maybe even a wolverine. So, let's go take a look and see what's going on. 10 out of 10, absolutely perfect inside. Current temperature inside minus 16 Celsius, that's about 2 degrees Fahrenheit. I probably should have done this earlier, but it is what it is. Normally I would do this before I start the fire, but I got so excited about starting the wood stove when I got here. So, not too bad. There's all my food. I'm gonna hang it. It'll freeze down on the floor for sure. If I leave it down there, it'll freeze. So I'll leave it there for now until everything kind of warms up, and then the floor will kind of be like a fridge. It's still gonna be very cold, but it would be like a refrigerator in there. This line goes all the way through the bottom part of the frame here, and it works really well. There's so much snow here, and I would much rather use my snowmobile to flatten everything out than break my back shoveling all of this snow. There's so much, I can save myself so much time, and this snowmobile will really flatten it out nicely, and then by the time the morning comes around, it's going to be as hard as a rock. Nice flat area. Oh. Well, everybody, this tent is how it all began for me, really. I had a tent previous to this. It was a canvas tent, and I just used it to do some camping on YouTube. And it was fun. And then I decided I'm going to build something, and I built this. And for a lot of you who recently subbed to the channel, you may not know that this is the beginning, right? It's this canvas tent. It's been standing so strong for 5-6 years, steady. It's in perfect condition. Not built right, air is all over the place. I don't even know how the roof is hanging on here. The rafters are really sketchy. I'm already thinking, what can I build next, and how much better can I be? I graduated from a canvas tent build to a shed build to an outhouse, now to an extension on a cabin that I'm attaching to a cabin. I'm taking apart part of the cabin. Yes! And now I'm already thinking about, can I build a full cabin? Can I build a house? Right? Man, there's just so many ideas that I have. And sitting here, knowing that it all began here years ago, is a great feeling. Okay, I literally just made this up. I'm getting the onions deep inside this burger. I'm gonna make it 2 burgers, just decided. That's a half a pound of meat there, so I think 2 patties is a good idea. If you're wondering, I did forget a spatula. That's why I'm using a fork. Oh yeah, just falling apart. Extra old cheddar cheese. It's a mess, but it's going to be delicious, and it's going to taste the same. Yes, yes. Look at that. Oh, ooey gooey. Baby. If you ask me, that turned out perfectly. It's going to be juicy. It's going to be crispy. It's going to be flavorful. All kinds of extra old cheese in there. Lots of onions. That's like the thing nowadays, eh? The excessive amount of onions in burgers. Unbelievable. Oh man. What a beautiful night. Holy, it's amazing out here. Amazing. It's like minus 20 Celsius. I'm just in my sweater, my hoodie, my toque, hat, whatever you want to call it, some wool pants. Ever since I started going bald, I'm a hoodie guy. There's something about putting a hoodie on and the warmth that provides. It provides so much warmth. Even if I'm in the house and I'm cold, I got a hoodie up, right? Because I'm bald. And man, it's just like the thickest layer of hair ever. I just love wearing the hoodie. Yeah, so I'm super comfortable out here. And just loving spending my time in this tent. And I'd love to hear from you guys. Tent or cabin? And I don't mean what do you want to see on the channel. You can put that in the comments if you want. But I mean, like if you're going to go out there, and if you're going to go to the Great White North, and you're going to spend a night alone. But no matter which one you choose, it's going to be well equipped for you. You're going to have all the wood, all the supplies, all the food, all the comfort. You know, you're going to have the cot and you're going to have the sleeping bag and everything you need in the tent, right? Or in the cabin, you're going to have the couch and you're going to have the TV and you're going to have the satellite and you're going to have the living room area and the kitchen area, and you're going to have potentially a little bathroom inside, right? Imagine you're on a big lake, almost like a lodge. But you're alone, right? So you're going to go do that, or you're going to go do something like this. Which one are you choosing for a one-night event? Just a one-night event. Now, if you're with somebody, what are you going to do? For me, if I'm with people, cabin. 100%. Some of the best times I've ever had in my life are with my best buddies at a cabin. Just, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. It's like you just give her. You just go. You just have the best times ever. Darts, movies, cards, barbecue, cooking late night, popcorn, going for snowmobile rides out in the woods. Like, it's the best. The tent is different. I'd like to enjoy this tent with a friend or two, but I feel like it's really special for just one person. And so that's where I stand. If I'm going to do a one person, I got like one night and it's going to be perfect either way. It's just going to be set up for me and I get to go choose it. If I'm by myself, I'm choosing this. And if I'm with people, I'm choosing the cabin for sure. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments section. One night. Which one are you choosing if you're alone, and which one are you choosing if you're with a bunch of friends? The thing is, you have to remember, this is a lot closer to nature than a cabin. You're just a piece of canvas away from the wild, and it's super dark out here, and there could be an animal watch me in the woods right now, and the animal's thinking, why is this guy talking to a camera? And he's plotting and waiting. and thinking I could get through that canvas tent no problem just with my claw. But a cabin, you're so well protected. You're just so well protected in a cabin, and you're just so comfortable. So I can see why the cabin would be first choice for a lot of people. If I was to choose to have one or the other, like what am I going to have in my life, I'm choosing at this point the cabin. I am going to choose a cabin. And I think I've always kind of been that way, even when I had this, and I was so proud to get this, and I was so elated that I pulled this off and I made it my own little shack in the woods, right? I used to call it the tent shack. And I could come out here and just get away from it all. Man, it just meant so much to me. But I always thought the cabin is the ultimate goal in the end. So like the ultimate goal for me is the cabin, for sure. And I could see that being the ultimate goal for a lot of people. But it's the one night. That's what I'm looking for. The one night. What are you going to do for one night? I got to say, this video isn't sponsored or anything, but this Northwoods fabrication stove is unbelievable. It is so good. It's like whisper quiet, very efficient. Man, love this thing. Absolutely love this stove. Oh, yes. Getting ready for bed now. It's going to be so nice getting in the sleeping bag. This thing's rated to -30, I believe. I've had it forever. It does a really good job. It's only -20 outside. That stove is cooking like a dream. So I have a feeling that I'm going to have a really nice, comfortable sleep. In fact, right now it's a bit too warm. It's like 26 degrees Celsius in here right now. That's pretty hot. I want it to get down to about 10, and then I think I'll have a perfect sleep. So I'll let that stove die down, and it'll probably last all night long if I do that. And yeah, it should be a really comfortable sleep. I'll see you guys in the morning. I went to sleep at around 11:30, and I woke up this morning maybe around 7, and I could have stayed up, but I was so cozy in a sleeping bag. It was so nice. Normally I sleep without any clothing when I'm out camping, except for like a top and a hoodie, right? Because like I said last night, I'm bald, so this just keeps my head nice and warm, especially when I let the temperature drop. And I let the temperature drop to the freezing point overnight. I closed that stove all the way down, and it still had enough air going through just to keep the coals burning. But lately, I've been sleeping with my long johns on and my wool socks, and the difference in the warmth in the sleeping bag is unbelievable. Like, you can really feel how much warmer your legs are with the long johns on and the wool socks. It's, I've always heard that sleeping without clothing is the warmer way to go, but I don't buy it, man. I don't buy it. And Anyway, I had a really good sleep, and I let the temperature drop to the freezing point. And I woke up at 7, and the stove was just, just kind of like getting at the end of its life. It had been going for 7 hours, like a really good burn. And then I just threw a couple of pieces of wood on, and I got back in the bed. I could feel it warming up in here a little bit, and then I was like, oh, don't warm up too much. So then I closed it down even more, the stove again, like I just shut it down. And then, boom, out like a light. Snoring. Snored the last 2.5 hours. It's 9:30 now. When we were kids, whenever we had beans and wieners, we'd call it. This is beans and Polish sausage. I've upgraded. I would put sugar on mine. I found the beans needed the sugar, right, to balance the meal so I could enjoy it as a kid. My sister would use maple syrup, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, good. And I like to, as you saw there, really let it simmer for a bit, because when you open up a can of beans, oftentimes it's really, really wet, and I like for it to thicken up a bit. So I'll let it boil and simmer pretty hard for a good 5 or 10 minutes before I take it off, until I get the texture I want. One thing about beans and wieners, hottest meal, man. If I put that in my mouth right now, I'm gonna burn my mouth big time. It's just like totally steaming there, look at that. Well, that's it for this video, everybody. I'm gonna sit back and enjoy this meal. I had a great time last night. It's really relaxing here right now, and I just love that. And the tent is in excellent condition. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be back really soon.